All right, Miss TALIAFERRO'S, everybody doing out there? Happy Future Day to everybody who's a Future fan out there. So for those who don't know, late last night, I guess technically today, Future released a new EP. So not an album. He's classifying this bad boy as an EP, and the name of it is Save Me. This is Future just throwing some joints in the atmosphere. Actually, for an EP, you get a nice amount of music, 7 records. Again, the name of this bad boy is called Save Me. And I kind of wanted to get into Future a little bit in his mentality, right? Because I did listen to the EP, and we have this conversation around Future projects quite often. Now, I just want to let y'all know who I am as a Future fan. I've been on Future for a long time. To me, 2015 was one of the greatest years by artists in hip-hop. And I don't care if you don't consider Future a lyricist, but Future dropping, what he dropped, 4 or 5 tapes in the 8 to 10 month span, all topped off by that Dirty Sprite 2 that lit up the summer 2015. Then you had March Madness, the biggest record summer 2015. And then the fall, he decides to take his wins and join Drake, who was also winning at the time. And they went and did a joint album together. I mean, Future was winning 2015. But ever since 2015, it seems like Future's been on this very down spiraling wave, right? He's always got into his drug music bag, don't get me wrong, but the tempos of the music have slowed down dramatically. He gets into this sad bag, depressed bag, this drug music oriented bag, to me, a lot more often than he used to. If you go back and listen to a lot of the music in 2015 that got Future back hot, because he had kind of fell off for a little minute, but what got him back hot, if you look at it, was a lot of up-tempo music, right, that lit the streets up. But right now, Future is in this very slow bag, and I liked a lot of it. I'm gonna tell you the truth. After Future lit up the streets in 2015, that wave carried him over all of 2016 pretty much, and he came back with more music 2017, top of the year, first quarter. In February, he dropped 2 projects, if you remember, right? So first week, February, I believe it was like February 17th, he dropped the self-entitled Project Future. That's the joint that had Mask Off and all that on it, right? And then he came back the following week. Remember, he did back-to-back albums, 2 Fridays in a row. He came back with Hendrix. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Hendrix is an R&B album to me. That's probably, to me, Future's, outside of DS2, that's Future's best body of work from the beginning to end. The production on it is amazing. I consider it a damn R&B album, from the Coming Out Strong record with The Weeknd to the Keep Quiet, and then the Incredible. And that album is phenomenal to me. One of my favorite Future projects of all time, if not my favorite Future project of all time. That is amazing, and it shows the production that Future could take the game and just show where he was at. But I gotta admit the other side to that. Ever since that moment, Future has really been in slow-mo. That was 2017. Let's fast forward to 2019. Future's got a new project in the atmosphere. I mean, the brother in his music the last few years has literally been saying, yo, I need help. I'm on drugs. I'm on this. I'm on that. It ain't good for me. Percocet, Molly Percocet, help me out here. I'm going through it. It got to the point where he's tired of telling y'all so much through the lyrics that I'm going through it. He done made a whole project called Save Me. Save Me. The #1 record on this project is called Xanax Damage. This is some of the saddest shit I ever heard in my life. Like, this is just depressing ass music. Now, I'll admit to you, actually, most of the music on this EP is actually about him and relationships. But again, the title of it is Save Me. The thumbnail is super depressing to look at. Shit looks cryptic and weird as fuck. And on the day that Future releases a new project, I do have to ask music fans all over the country that tune into this platform, what do y'all think about Future in 2019? Y'all let me know what y'all think, because I think it comes down to 1 to 3 things that Future could be doing right now in regards to the amount of drug usage he talks about in his music. I'll name all 3 things, and you please tell me in the comment section which one of these 3 things you think Future is doing right now with the music. Either #1, Future has convinced himself and his fan base that drug music is an art. There's a skill to making the perfect drug record, and his fan base enjoys it, right? This, to me, would be the approach that would be the least concerning as a fan of Future, right? That would be the least concerning if he just looks at drug music as an art. And he believes his fan base is smart enough to kind of decide decipher what's real life and what's just music that's an art form, right? That this is an art form to him. That's reason. That's number one. Number two is Future is really going through it. What if Future is really going through it and the dude is really on these drugs? Which is very concerning if you're a fan of Future or just being a human being, right? Like, it's very concerning if Future is really living out these lyrics and he's really on the amount of drugs that he's saying he's on. He's making records called Save Me now at this point. Like, literally screaming to you, help me, nigga. I mean, literally the man made a record called I Hate the Real Me. Like, I don't know what more do y'all, like, maybe it is that Future's on these drugs, which is very concerning. And I'm gonna just state the obvious in the room. If he really is going through it, I hope he got friends that check on homie, because we don't want to see him OD one day. We don't want to wake up one day and God rest his dead. We don't want to hear what happened with Mac Miller. Or I know maybe some bad drugs was involved in the Mac Miller situation, but obviously we don't want to see Future not wake up one day. All right, so I'm just saying, like, if this is a real thing in his life, maybe somebody should intervene. Homie need to go to therapy, talk to somebody, rehab, something. I don't know. Or it could be reason number three. And to me, this is the most detrimental because this one just doesn't affect Future life and career. This one affects millions of people. This will be the most depressing to me. What if Future just knows there's profit in taking advantage of other people's pain? He's not on these drugs at all. And he's just utilizing this music to hype up, or let me not even use the term hype up, damn near to depress more a fan base of people who actually are going through shit day in and day out and really do utilize drugs a lot. That would be the most depressing reason to me because that's taking advantage of vulnerable people and that's fucked up. It's gotta be one of these three things. Either homie sees drug music as an art, or homie is really on these drugs for real and hates himself. Or number three, it's that he's just taking advantage of fans who really are on these drugs for real and know that music caters to them and they ain't gonna do nothing but take them drugs while they listen to this depressing ass shit. Right? It's one of them three reasons. I don't know which one it is. I have my assumptions that I'll keep to myself, but I want to know your opinion in the comment box below. Y'all talk to me. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Future's new project, Save Me, and y'all let me know what y'all think about the state of Future's music. It has slowed down dramatically. I've talked to a couple DJs who have played Future's music for over 10 years now in the club, and they having to speed up the BPMs on these joints just to get them played in the club because this shit is slowing down. Like, that's why Future don't have the amount of club records that he had a couple years ago. It ain't, the music ain't good. Beast Mode was phenomenal to me. A couple other his projects did good, but it's the fact that he's making these collab albums with Juice WRLD and he's doing projects like Save Me, which for the most part, I'm not saying every record is slowed down because I actually like that St. Lucia record, but for the most part, Future is making a very slower down paced music. I honest to God truth think Future was one of the big reasons why that tour with Nicki Minaj didn't work out. Remember, Future and Nicki was supposed to go on tour last fall and it didn't work out because they couldn't sell enough tickets. And I was hearing that Future couldn't hold his weight on the ticket sales, and I think it's Future's fault. And I say that because Future can make a hit record in his sleep. He knows how to light the clubs up, but he's just on this slow wave, this very depressed wave. It didn't seem like he was in the space to make a lot of up-tempo music. What y'all think though? Y'all talk to me in the comment box below. Y'all let me know some stuff. All right, I love having these conversations. Look, rap music is the basis of this platform. We got a new project and I just kind of want to talk about it. Y'all let me know. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids. They are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You're watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV. Here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.